Good morning, America. As the sun rises over our cities and towns, it's easy to forget how quickly calm skies can give way to chaos. Weather is a constant companion in our lives, shaping our days and sometimes changing them in an instant. When we talk about the weather, especially during hurricane season, terms like tropical storm and hurricane matter, they represent some of the most powerful weather systems on Earth. These storms are not just meteorological events. They are forces of nature that can reshape coastlines, disrupt communities, and test our resilience. The journey of a hurricane begins far from land, over the warm, open waters of the tropics. Here, clusters of thunderstorms gather, fueled by the sun's heat and the ocean's moisture. As these storms organize, they start to spin, drawing in more energy and growing in size and strength. It's a process that can take days, but once it starts, it's a powerful reminder of nature's complexity. When the winds within these systems reach 39 miles per hour, meteorologists give them a name, a tropical storm. Even at this stage, these storms can bring heavy rain, strong winds, and dangerous seas. They can disrupt travel, damage property, and threaten lives, especially in vulnerable coastal areas. If the winds intensify further, reaching 74 miles per hour, the storm is classified as a hurricane. Hurricanes are ranked from Category 1 to 5 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, with each category representing increasing wind speeds and potential for destruction. A Category 1 hurricane can uproot trees and cause power outages, while a Category 5 can flatten entire neighborhoods and leave lasting scars on the landscape. One of the most striking features of a hurricane is its eye, a calm, clear center surrounded by towering walls of clouds and fierce winds. But don't be fooled by the eye's tranquility. Hurricanes can unleash torrential rain, devastating winds, and dangerous storm surges that flood streets and homes, sometimes hundreds of miles from where the storm first made landfall. Understanding how these storms develop and intensify is crucial. It helps us prepare, protect our families, and make informed decisions when a storm is on the horizon. Meteorologists study weather patterns, track changes in wind and temperature, and use advanced technology to predict a storm's path and strength. That's why we track these systems from their earliest stages, long before they threaten land. Early warnings and accurate forecasts save lives and give communities the time they need to get ready. Today, our focus is on the newest named storm, Tropical Storm Erin. We'll follow its progress, examine what makes it unique, and discuss what you can do to stay safe as the season unfolds. Stay with us as we dive deeper into the science and stories behind these incredible storms. The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season is heating up, and meteorologists across the globe are on high alert as the tropics become increasingly active. Each year, the Atlantic basin sees a flurry of storms, but this season has already shown signs of being particularly eventful, with conditions ripe for storm development. Now, we have our fifth named storm, Tropical Storm Erin, making headlines as it spins across the open waters. Erin's formation marks a significant milestone in the season, signaling that the atmosphere is primed for more activity in the weeks ahead. Erin developed over the eastern Atlantic near the Cabo Verde Islands, a region often referred to as the hurricane nursery because of its history of spawning some of the most powerful and long-lived storms. Warm ocean waters and moist air in this area create the perfect environment for tropical systems to organize and intensify. As of today, Erin is located about 430 miles west-northwest of the Cabo Verde Islands, steadily moving west at 21 miles per hour. The storm is packing sustained winds of 45 miles per hour, and forecasters are closely monitoring its path and potential for further strengthening as it travels over warm Atlantic waters. At this time, no land areas are currently under immediate threat from Erin, but meteorologists and emergency officials remain vigilant. The unpredictable nature of tropical systems means that even storms far from land can change course or intensify rapidly, so constant monitoring is essential. Even before it earned a name, Erin's precursor disturbance unleashed torrential rain on São Vicente in Cape Verde. In just 5 hours, the island was inundated with up to 8 inches of rain, overwhelming drainage systems, and causing deadly flash floods that swept through urban neighborhoods, leaving devastation in their wake. Emergency responders rushed to assist those affected, highlighting the real and immediate dangers posed by even developing tropical systems. This serves as a stark reminder that tropical weather can be hazardous long before a storm reaches hurricane strength or makes landfall. The aftermath in Cape Verde is a sobering example of how vulnerable communities can be to sudden, intense rainfall events, and why early warnings and preparedness are so crucial during hurricane season. Now, as Erin continues to organize, satellite imagery reveals a healthy and increasingly well-defined structure. The storm is moving through an environment with warm sea surface temperatures and low wind shear, conditions that are highly favorable for further strengthening in the coming days. All eyes are on the forecast models, which suggest that Erin could intensify significantly as it tracks westward. With the peak of hurricane season still ahead, the story of Erin is just beginning, and its progress will be watched closely by experts and residents alike. Meteorologists are watching Erin closely as it moves over warm Atlantic waters, prime fuel for intensification. With low wind shear and plenty of moisture, Erin is expected to strengthen rapidly. The National Hurricane Center forecasts Erin to become the season's first hurricane by Thursday. If it continues on this path, it could reach major hurricane status, over 115 miles per hour, by Saturday. This escalation marks a shift to a more dangerous phase of the season. For now, Erin remains over open water, mainly a concern for shipping. But the real question is, where will it go next? The intensity forecast is clear, but the track will determine who needs to prepare. We're watching both closely. Major hurricane means Category 3 or higher, winds of at least 111 miles per hour. Erin could reach Category 3 by the weekend, a level capable of devastating damage. The jump from Category 2 to 3 is huge. Wind damage increases exponentially. Major hurricanes are responsible for most of the destruction in U.S. hurricane history. Think Andrew, Katrina, Ian. Forecasting Erin to reach this status is a clear warning. Even offshore, a major hurricane can threaten coastal areas for hundreds of miles. Everyone along the East Coast, Bermuda, and the Northern Caribbean should pay close attention. Where will Erin go? Forecasting a hurricane's path is complex and uncertain, especially beyond 5 days. We use computer models, satellite data, and aircraft to predict the track, but each model can show a different scenario. Erin's path depends on the Bermuda High, a strong high-pressure system, and an approaching trough from the U.S. If the high holds, Erin could track closer to the U.S. If the trough breaks through, it could curve out to sea. The forecast cone widens with time, reflecting this uncertainty. Anyone inside that cone should be preparing for possible impacts. When most people think of hurricanes, they picture fierce winds tearing through towns and uprooting trees. But hurricanes are far more complex and dangerous than just the wind alone. These massive storms are powerful systems that can impact communities in multiple, often unexpected ways. Take Hurricane Erin, for example. Even when it remains hundreds of miles offshore, its influence is felt across vast distances. Erin's strong winds churn up the ocean, sending enormous swells toward the U.S. East Coast, Bermuda, and the Northern Caribbean. These waves don't just make for dramatic scenes, they create dangerous surf conditions and powerful rip currents that can catch even experienced swimmers off guard. Rip currents are especially hazardous because they're often invisible from the shore. They can pull swimmers out to sea in seconds, making them one of the leading causes of weather-related deaths at the beach. Lifeguards and warning signs are critical, but beachgoers must always stay vigilant and respect the ocean's power, even on seemingly calm days. If Erin's path shifts closer to land, the threat escalates. Storm surge, when hurricane winds push seawater onto the shore, can inundate entire neighborhoods, flooding streets and homes in a matter of hours. This surge is often the deadliest aspect of a hurricane, overwhelming seawalls and leaving communities underwater. But the dangers don't stop at the coast. Hurricanes can unleash torrential rain, leading to flash flooding far inland. We saw this in Cape Verde, where relentless downpours turned roads into rivers and caught residents by surprise. Floodwaters can rise quickly, trapping people in their homes or vehicles and making rescue efforts difficult. So when we talk about hurricanes, it's important to remember that wind is just one part of the story. Storm surge, rip currents, and inland flooding each bring their own set of dangers, and together they make hurricanes some of the most destructive natural disasters on Earth. That's why every storm, no matter its size or track, demands our respect and careful preparation. Families should have emergency kits ready, know their evacuation routes, and stay informed through trusted sources. Communities that plan ahead are better equipped to protect lives and property. Never underestimate the risks. even if the hurricane seems far away or is forecast to stay offshore. The ocean's power can reach much farther than you might expect, and conditions can change rapidly. The best safety plans consider all these threats: wind, water, and everything in between. By understanding the full range of hurricane hazards, we can all take steps to stay safe when the next storm approaches. It's too early to pinpoint exact landfall, but broad areas need to stay alert. The entire U.S. East Coast, from Florida to Maine, should monitor Erin's progress. The Carolinas, Long Island, southern New England, and Bermuda are especially vulnerable to storms on this track. Even Atlantic Canada and the northern Bahamas should keep an eye on updates. The key: don't panic, but prepare. Review your hurricane plan and emergency kit now. The forecast will sharpen in the coming days. Stay vigilant and ready to act if watches or warnings are issued. To understand Erin, let's look at the 2025 hurricane season overall. Erin is the fifth named storm, right on pace for an average year, but conditions are ripe for more activity. NOAA predicts up to 18 named storms, with several likely to become major hurricanes thanks to very warm Atlantic waters. The season's peak is mid-August to mid-October, and we're entering the most active stretch now. Long-track storms like Erin are classic signs the season is ramping up. More systems are brewing, including one in the Gulf of Mexico that could bring heavy rain to the Gulf Coast. The tropics are busy. Coastal residents need to stay alert. We're just getting started with the heart of hurricane season. Erin's development is a timely reminder. Preparation is everything. Don't wait until a storm is at your doorstep. Review your hurricane plan now. Know your evacuation zone, have a meeting place, and assemble a kit with food, water, medications, and important documents. Prepare your home. Install shutters, clear gutters, and check insurance coverage. Take photos of your property for records. These steps make recovery easier and keep you safe. We'll keep you updated, but your preparation is your best defense. Stay safe, stay informed, and be ready for whatever this hurricane season brings.